What has happened now is, I think, as again, for those of you all that heard me, both the market, governments and judiciaries, as well as legal practitioners in the arbitration space, see that there is a gap. Arbitration has become more expensive. It has become increasingly long, and there is a sector of clients that are just not happy with that process. And what is interesting is you see then litigation and the courts evolving to try to meet that kind of need. I think it's first evolved in the situation of, say, offshore courts like the DIFC, which implemented things like, okay, you know what, we're going to create an offshore court within a kind of free zone, tax haven jurisdiction, and it will be English law, right? And that has evolved over time if you look at, say, the SICC, where in Singapore, the idea is it's onshore, it's an onshore court, it's not an offshore court. Parties can choose whatever law they want, they can choose whatever procedure they want, they can't choose the judges, but the judges come not from the national judiciary, but from a panel of international experts which come from various kinds of legal traditions. And all of a sudden, that idea has elevated litigation as we know it out of the national realm. Concerns about capriciousness of local judges and local decisions disappear slightly. Issues of public policy also disappear slightly. And in that way, a new international commercial court system has the ability and the potential, and I only say the potential because it's still in its infancy, to bridge the gaps and the weaknesses between arbitration and traditional litigation. And it's a very interesting prospect as a whole. So right now, I would say that at least if you're talking about contested adjudication of some form, let's put aside mediation and negotiation, right? Most parties and clients have three options. They can decide, do we want to go through arbitration, right, which had a particular historic purpose which served arbitration and arbitration clients very, very well? Do you want to go through the national courts, or do you want to then try out this new emerging idea called an international commercial court? And I think those are the three options that are there now. I don't think one is necessarily better than the other. I think it depends, but there are three very unique options, and I'm sure that we can discuss this a bit more in this particular context.